Hello everyone, watch this review here with a look at the Classics Black Adam from the Chemo wave. As you'll notice, the leg of Chemo is very visibly displayed at the bottom of the package, and it's almost as big as the figure itself, if not bigger, which always is a really cool sign, because that means you're getting your money's worth. The Chemo wave was actually a pretty decent wave, and I've already reviewed most of these figures. A little background on Black Adam here. But let's get the package. It's worth noting that the blister has a special decoration here. They're little lightning bolts, probably an homage to his transformation. It comes with the left leg of Chemo, as mentioned. Mine seems to have some sort of a defect here where it's like this weird pivot. I don't know, probably won't affect it too much. As for Black Adam himself, I have to think that there must be like some guidebook out there to like lazy villain design. Just because so often for an arch nemesis, they'll basically take the same look and costume of the character and then just either switch around the colors or reverse certain elements, and voila, they have their classic opposite guy, a category to which Black Adam sadly belongs, although, back when he first came out, that sort of practice was a lot more common. And it's something that they really kind of played up, just because if a hero stands for something, the guy has the opposite costume, he must stand for the exact opposite thing. But, as for this figure, it's mostly just a straight recycle of most of the standard parts, straight across. You will notice that the forearms are different, but they're recycled from Captain Marvel, pretty fittingly, as are the boots. Actually, the belt area, no. Maybe it's the new belt, new head sculpt, and of course we have this new amulet here, or medallion or something, which if you read the little bio just now, that's apparently what he was trapped in for some time. An ancient Egyptian medallion, made in China, like all other ancient Egyptian products. But, although, it's basically just the same stuff that we've seen, he does have a pretty awesome head sculpt, and, it is fitting in some ways just because, there really isn't too much to the character. A lot of that probably ties back to the whole back in the day when your super design was just a juiced up guy in a skin tight outfit or whatever, and a lot of heroes and villains ended up looking exactly the same. So, back then too, your villains were either evil scientists, opposite guys, or mobsters. Well, when they weren't Nazis, but it's a totally different matter. And something I probably shouldn't get too much into because it gets me kind of sidetracked, but he has the same obnoxious blue hair highlights as a lot of the other DC Universe classics have. At times the highlights are so awful that I'd have to suspect that these are like bootlegs, but I bought them in a major retailer, so they can't possibly be bootlegs unless the bootleggers were selling directly to the stores. Other than that, pretty decent looking figure. Not a lot of toning or anything besides the flash and the obnoxious blue highlights. In terms of articulation, it's standard stuff. We have a rotating wrist, single joint elbow, rotation at the bicep, ball jointed shoulder. Head rotates, also goes up and down a little bit, but not a whole lot. Ab/diaphragm joint, waist joint, legs kick out and forward with the standardish joint there, rotation here at lower thigh, single joint knee, and single joint at the ankle. So yeah, pretty standard. And, probably not something I'd heavily recommend unless you're a fan of Shazam titles or whatever. Again, despite the heavy recycling, he's really not a bad figure by any stretch of the imagination, and, the sculpt does look really good with character. It's just that now and then you do kind of wish that they had opted for something a little different, but it's a very functional sculpt. Does him justice. So yeah, this has been a look at the Black Adam from the Chemo Wave. Until next time, folks.